I came to learn about his football prowess when we were based in Ndola.
Okay.
Yes, because we recently moved to Kitwe. That's, I would say, at most 2 years ago. The mother would at times encourage me to watch my son because we used to stay in a police camp. So there was a ground there where after school they would go playing with the colleagues. So I didn't pay much attention until we made a movement. I was transferred to Kitwe, where I'm now working from. Where now the mother insisted on finding a team to train with. So apparently during my course of duties and interactions with colleagues in Kitwe, I happened to meet at NAPSA housing complex, which is situated in Kalulushi. I happened to come across a gentleman named Victor, who in this case was a proprietor of Skills Football School, introduced of course to me by a friend. Then he invited me to say, okay, you should come and check out what we're doing at Ravens Country Club in Nkana East. Then I obliged. Then on one Saturday, I myself together with my wife here, my son Emmanuel Lukwesa here, as well as my other son, Ezra Lukwesa, came and they did their training. Later on we did the registration and the payments. That's when I discovered that my son was actually well talented with the sport of soccer.
Actually, I was the first person who discovered that he plays football well.
Okay.
Yes. So I had a friend of mine while we were staying in Ndola. Okay. So she's the first person who saw him play. And then she asked me if I've ever seen him, I've watched him play. So she just told me one day you should just come, just hide and see how your son plays football. So I had to do that. And then, surprisingly, as I was watching, he was playing with older people, and they were like, this boy is very fast, like he's good, he's going to score us. You're leaving for that ball for that small boy. This boy is good. So I watched him, and I told the dad to say, have you ever watched Emmanuel play football? He was like, no. So afterwards, I think there was another person who told my husband about the same thing. So that's how we discovered that he is good in football. I think that was he was 6 by then.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's been a journey, and then they call him Young Dembele.
Okay.
Yes.
Dembele.
Yes. When he's playing football, he's called Young Dembele.
Okay, I would say my proudest moments of my son playing was, firstly, there are 3 moments. The first moment was when Skills Football School, the one where it's currently based, was playing what they call grassroots soccer tournament, which was hosted by Skills, of course, is the team where it's playing from, which was hosted by them. And they invited teams as far as Lusaka, Ndola, Chingola. It was a tournament. Okay. Then my proudest moment was the performance. His performance was top-notch, which made him to be crowned, or rather given an award of star of the tournament at under 8. An accolade and a trophy which we keep in his trophy cabinet at home. That was the first one. The second one was when we traveled to Chingola for the KCM sponsored tournament. And by the way, the chief operating officer for KCM and acting CEO of Konkola Copper Mines was a guest of honor. Again, during that tournament, my son excelled extremely well. And again, at that tournament, he was also given an award of the best player in the under 8 category.
Do you have that? Where's the trophy?
The trophies are around there in the car. Okay. So at a later stage, probably we can get them so that they have the pictures as well as the medals. Okay. The third moment was when we traveled for the African Academics Championship in Lusaka, which was held in Chongwe. It attracted teams from Botswana, South Africa, Namibia, as well as Zimbabwe. Yeah, the team fared well, except that they didn't do very much well because some of their key players, due to the cost constraints, didn't travel. But however, I'm very proud of my son because he accounted for himself very well. Because he was a household name due to the 2 consecutive awards that he received, he was tightly tightly marked, and during the tournament was injured, so he didn't play all the games. So from those three instances, or from those three moments, I was very proud of my son.
Exactly.
Thank you. Usually by nature, as propagated by the father of economics, Adam Smith, resources in nature are scarce. Because you have to compete, resources must compete among so numerous needs at home, their school, and other things. So basically, the challenge that we face as a family is to make sure that these guys are financed through the kit, that's the boots, the jerseys, as well as the monthly subscription to the academy.
So I would just add on to what my husband has said, how we balance it. We would tell him to say, if you don't perform well at school, no football for you. So he makes sure he balances both.
Okay.
Yes. Otherwise, he's a very good player. And then I had an encounter where there's another academy where I take him for training, where there was this man, though he said he was a former footballer.
Yes.
Yes, he's been watching my son as well, privately. So he approached me and said, I've been watching your boys play, because they are two. So he said, this boy is going far.
Okay.
Make sure you train him well, because I'm able to see, being a former footballer, I can see your son going far.
Oh, yeah?
So he said, I even brought two of my colleagues to come and watch your son, both your sons. So it's been a journey. It's been an awesome journey, and we've been there since day one. We have been supportive of his career.
Exactly, because you see, if you look at the current status quo in Zambia, we are having a problem of these teenagers abusing drugs, the junkie thing. But since my son is kept very busy from school, he's usually home, and on the weekends they come to the academy to train. His discipline and his performance at school has really improved, because obviously he's learned to collaborate with colleagues.
Okay.
So really his confidence levels have really gone up, gone high, in short, and I'm proud of that. Oh yeah, that is very important, because nowadays the world is dynamic. If someone is to make it in football, they must as well be academically sound. So we do balance football with school by way of arranging for extra tuitions for him, so that the time that he's supposed to be studying and he's training is compensated for by the tuition that he does at school. I would really encourage them to encourage their children to engage in soccer, because now soccer helps these young ones in this current age to stay away from bad vices like drugs and the like. So I would really encourage the parents out there to encourage their kids to take part in sports, because usually, be it sport, be it school or another thing, of course they say health is wealth. So probably if someone is engaged in sport, some form of sport like football, they'll be very fit. Yeah, they'll be very fit, and in the end, that would be their wealth, because they would also be able to excel in school. Wow, that is a very interesting question. Looking at his prowess on the field, Europe.
Europe, huh?
Obviously, with the help of you, the what's this from JCC. 5 years from now, I'm supposed to be watching my son playing the UEFA Champions League in Europe.
Okay. So what role do you play in their training or motivation during matches?
We are ever there. As we are a family set, we move as a family. And from the time that we joined the Skills Football Academy, we've never, not even a single moment, missed a tournament. So we stay committed as a family. Regardless of the scarce resources, we do sacrifice, make sure that we are there to cheer them up and lift their spirit. Yes, I would say football, from my observation, has taught my son quite a lot, and one of them is teamwork. Because football is a sport that is based on teamwork. Yeah, I know on the field there are those moments of individual brilliance that makes a difference in a team, but really, collectively, football is a team sport. So it's been cultured, it's been nurtured to work as a team or as a unity. Thank you.
Excellent. Ma, how are you?
Fine, and you?
Okay. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go in the next 5 years?
Europe.
Europe, huh? Excellent.
Yes.
Give the father as well.
Thank you very much for that. Really, we look forward as a family to see him succeed in his football career as well as academics. My comment will really be addressed to our football federation, the so-called Football Association of Zambia. You know, the success that has been recorded by the West Africans and North Africans in as far as the African Cup of Nations is concerned is as a result of heavy investment in grassroots soccer. So I would really encourage the football house, our Zambian football house, to really take keen interest in the grassroots soccer, because it's from there that you'll be able to build a national team that will win you Africa Cup in the next 5 years, that will win you the World Cup in the next 10 years. Just like we won the Africa Cup in 2012, we believe even the World Cup we can win it, but we need policy. We need a proper policy guided by the Ministry of Sport, as well as in collaboration with the football house. They really need to put their foot down. Otherwise, Zambia as a country is a footballing nation. I do not believe in the comments made by previous coaches who've gone to coach the Zambian national team that Zambia is not a footballing nation. That's a lie. Yeah. Because we've produced one of the great footballers on the African continent. I mean, the Kalusha Warriors, the Christopher Katongos, the Emmanuel Zulus, the Clifford Mlengas. So really, I still believe, personally, as someone who has had a chance and a football fan, that I still believe that really we can get somewhere. But all we need to do is, in synergy, there is power. In synergy, there is power. So the Football Association of Zambia, the Ministry of Sport, should not leave this alone to these private academies who are coming up on board. Actually, there should be a deliberate sports policy that the government should fund the tapping of talent in the respective provinces. We've got so much talent. I thank you.